So last week Saturday was all about Headphone Connect 2025 here at Kolkata. I had a great time with the folks over at Headphone Zone and tried out some of their most talked about IEMs and headphones, and also had a few surprises along the way to complement that, which were both good and bad. So if you're a budding audiophile like me and you're just curious about the experience, here's what it felt like to be a part of it. So the moment I walked in, it felt like stepping into this portal where everyone was obsessed with sound. I got to meet the legends over there, Raghav, Ian and Karan, super chill people to hang out with by the way, and made everyone feel really welcome. And the entire thing didn't quite feel like an event to me. It was more like this community gathering where everyone was drawn together by their passion towards audiophilia. Now I started with the IEM section first because I had a list of these wishlist IEMs that I definitely wanted to try out over there, and here's how that went. So I started with the Moondrop Blessing 3. Now this was on my list since a very long time and I was really happy with the way it sounded. It was neutral with just a tad bit of bass added to it. Of course, it had to be followed up with Moondrop Variations. The age-old Harman goodness with that ultra-wide soundstage, man, it felt so good. Next, I had to try out Sennheiser's IE600 and IE900. And both of them sounded very good. I mean, it's German engineering after all. And I have absolutely no idea how they managed to churn out that much details from just that 7mm minuscule of a dynamic driver. Alright, so next up was the high senior Mega5est Bass Plus. This one absolutely blew me away. That bass is something else. It's an absolute treat for my ears. And after that, I had to try out the most infamous IEM out there, Sony IER Z1R. And honestly, it was the most uncomfortable IEM that I've ever tried. And I also wasn't able to get that proper seal from these IEMs, so the sound profile felt oddly neutral to me, even though I was told that it was a proper V-shaped IEM. So yeah, maybe next time. And then finally, I tried out some of the best IEMs over there. The ThieAudio Monarch MKIII, the 64 Audio Solo, and the Volür. Now these are what people claim to be their endgame IEMs, and I'm sure they definitely have a reason for that. Of course they're expensive, obviously, but the experience is nothing short of amazing. Now after that it was lunchtime, but I was really excited for what followed shortly after, because it was time to walk into the headphone wonderland. Now I'll be honest with you guys, I am more of an IEM guy as you might have known, but when it comes to headphones, I'm a total noob. So walking around and trying out these massive setups, it felt like a dream honestly. So first up was the Audeze LCDX. Now it had a nice balanced sound in my opinion, but boy is it heavy. Next up was the Hi-Fi Man Arya unveiled. It had an elegant design, a lovely balanced sound signature, and I really enjoyed listening to that one. And then I had to try out the Monster HD800S from Sennheiser. Now I know these to be bright sounding headphones, but thanks to the tube amps it was paired with, it sounded way smoother and better than what I expected. And I think people should definitely experience these headphones at least once in their lifetime. Alright, so the next couple of headphones that I got to try out were from this amazing Romanian brand that makes headphones that not only go by their sound quality, but also in terms of their sheer beautiful designs. Yes, I'm talking about Meze Audio, and the headphones that I got to try out were the Poet and the Elite. Now you guys have to forgive me for not shooting any kind of B-rolls of these headphones because I was really excited after trying these on. Now finally I remember trying out this weird looking headphone that was paired up to a STAX energizer. I had absolutely no clue of what I was trying out, but it felt different. Like the sound quality was really good. And later I found out that it was the infamous Audeze CRBN Mk2. So yeah, there I was trying out Audeze's flagship electrostatic headphone. The newbie Rohit had no idea what he was trying out. Yeah, that happens. But man, the sound was something else, I tell you. Now, apart from headphones and IEMs, the other things that I got to experience were the tremendous collection of DACs and amps out there. I mean, some of the setups just looked like spaceship control panels. They really made me think about how much everything matters in the chain. Totally mind-blowing to be honest. So after experiencing all these beautiful headphones and IEMs over at Headphone Connect, here's my personal takeaway. So if you ask me, the IEMs are like superbikes. You can actually save up, and if you have that big of a dream, you can actually afford it. That's what a middle class guy would do. But think of headphone setups like hypercars. They are really elegant to look at, and I mean, it's such an experience after all, but definitely not something that a middle class guy would plan anytime soon in their lifetime. Okay, so with that being said, now let's talk about the biggest con that I faced over at Headphone Connect. It's not about the people, it's definitely not about the gear, but it's about the food. Don't get me wrong, the quality was quite good, but in terms of options, it was kind of limited in my opinion. And either ways, a hungry audiophile, in my opinion, will never be able to listen to the subtle nuances in their audio. That's gonna be my take. Now, all said and done, this was definitely quite the experience for me. The people, the gear, and the vibe, it was everything that I hoped for and much more. A big shout out to Raghav and the entire team at Headphone Zone for organizing this event, and I'll definitely make sure to join it the next time around, and I'll hopefully see you guys as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys in my next one.